Busan is a place I've always spent as a transit stop to other towns, without ever really having the chance to explore it for what it is. This time, I spent 4 days here exploring the city. I flew into Seoul and took the Airix Express train to Seoul Station in order to board the KTX to Busan. The KTX tickets can be booked up to 1 month in advance via their website, which was what I did, and I recommend doing this, as the tickets can get sold out on the day. I stayed around Haeundae, so my first afternoon was spent exploring the area. First was a much-needed 5 p.m. coffee stop at Haeridan-gil. My cafe of choice was Deep Flow Coffee, a coffee roaster that lives up to the great reviews I heard about them. This area is home to a bunch of shops, cafes, and food stalls, and the tteokbokki stall was just too tempting for me not to stop by. A 10-minute walk away is Haeundae Market, a traditional street food market that left me spoiled on options. The location I had in mind for dinner was Ppopotongdak, a fried chicken shop known for its old-style Korean fried chicken, where the batter is crispier and more seasoned, which is a great pairing with beer. Outside of the restaurant was a long line for Sanggukine, a bunshik store famous for their tteokbokki. Later that night, we found that the long line had subsided, so I had to find out what all the hype was about. I ordered another plate of tteokbokki and their multteok. Their broth was warm and comforting to eat, while their tteok was soft and chewy. But personally, I found their tteokbokki sauce a bit too sweet for my liking, so I recommend coming here near closing time rather than queuing up for it. My bar of choice for the night was Muson, the Busan branch of the vinyl bar I visited last summer in Seoul. It is much larger in size and has an extensive collection to satisfy all your song recommendations. It's the perfect place to wind down and do nothing but listen to music for a few hours. And of course, it wouldn't be a trip to Korea without noraebang to end the night. Thankfully, the next day greeted us with warm and sunny weather. So a morning walk in Haeundae Beach was the perfect way to start the day, before heading over to Tide Coffee Roasters for morning coffee. With the cafe located on a small but steep hill, it opens up to a beautiful panoramic view of the sea. This was one of my favorite cafes of the trip, with its calming atmosphere and high-quality selection of coffee. From there, we walked over to the nearby Haeundae Blue Line Park for the Sky Capsule. I purchased the tickets to this in advance via their website. The tickets are sold in rounds of 30 minutes, where you'll be able to board the Sky Capsule at any time within your chosen 30-minute time slot. The Sky Capsule itself takes around 30 minutes, which passed by within a blink of an eye, because of the beautiful scenery throughout the whole journey. We departed from Mipo and arrived at Cheongsapo Station and made our way over to the scenic Dalmaji-gil by walking through their park. In spring, this area would be lined with cherry blossom trees. On the way, we got distracted with the smell of freshly grilled burgers coming from Moon Burgers. So what was supposedly going to be a short snack stop ended with us scarfing down a large portion of burger and fries. To those visiting the area, I recommend stopping by Johyun Gallery. The space itself is beautifully designed, with unique exhibitions from local Korean artists. From there, we took the bus and subway over to Suyong, an area near Gwangan-li Bridge that's lined with shops, cafes, and bars. First stop was Awning Sunrise, a breezy cafe and brunch spot in a beautiful natural light setting. Make your own custom fragrance nearby at Adore Perfume in the Presenting store. I then had to stop by Cup Nut, a donut shop that's been on my list for the longest time. The donut icing here is on the sweeter side, but the texture of the donut itself was so fluffy and stuffed with a decadent cream filling. Final cafe stop was at Slept Coffee Shop, a cozy cafe serving light bites. Two things I love most about this place is the cute interior and the message that the baristas leave for us on our coffee order. We headed over to Gwanganli Beach for dinner at Chuinjang for grilled scallops, pork, and eel. Everything was so good, I think I fell into a food coma by the end of this dinner. I ended the evening by watching the sunset over Gwanganli Bridge, a view that I would love to see every day. The next day was my last full day in Busan, so I'm powering through another food tour, this time at Bupyeong Kangtong Market, a street food market that should be on your list when you're here. Igane tteokbokki was on my list, famous for its tteokbokki sauce that's naturally sweet from vegetables rather than using sugar or corn syrup. It's a mild yet balanced taste that I could keep on eating. But for those that prefer spicier tteokbokki, you may find this sauce too mild. I was craving Korean pancakes, so I had seafood jeon next. Although I wanted to eat more, I was already stuffed, so I headed over to Hip Cup for my first coffee stop of the day. From there, I took a 25-minute bus ride to Hwinyeol Culture Village. Located on a sloping cliff, this village is filled with art murals and overlooks the coast from above, with a view of the sea that stretches out for miles. The best part about this village are the scenic cafe views, and Having Moment is probably one of the best cafes to visit for this. It is also known for its picturesque scenery during sunset. Healing House is another cafe overlooking the ocean, serving a selection of fruit-based drinks and tea. We took the bus and subway over to Seomyeon, a bustling area that's filled with a selection of restaurants to choose from. I went there for their 돼지국밥, translating to pork, soup and rice. It's a dish that I was told was popular and a must-have when in Busan. This was so comforting to have, especially after a long day. Huildam is a cozy vinyl bar in Cheonpo-dong, a 15-minute walk away from Seomyeon, with a unique collection ranging from classic Korean songs, indie songs, and Japanese city pop. During our walk, we stumbled upon Yukjip, a restaurant specializing in beef ribs. Everything tasted so good. Just having the beef with salt alone and a little wasabi was the perfect combination. And the spicy fried rice was the perfect end to the meal. On my last day, I had a little bit of time for one last cafe stop around Heridanki at Raw and Sweet, another cafe that became a favorite of mine because it somewhat makes me nostalgic and reminds me of my morning cafe stops back in London. Luftmansion is an aesthetic concept store that's also worth stopping by for a little souvenir back. With 4 days of finally being able to explore Busan, I'm constantly reminded of why I love the sea so much. It's such a charming city I look forward to coming back to.